like to, if I may, go back to your credibility marketing framework. You've mentioned this a few times, and I'd love to dive deeper into credibility marketing framework and what are the benefits of that credibility marketing. I think you've touched on it kind of high level, but if we'll go deeper into that, and I'd love for you to share that with us.
Sure. Okay, so let's dive into the credibility marketing framework. There's 12 what we call foundations that are part of that framework. So number one is you must be credible. Before you market credibly, you have to be credible. Credibility marketing isn't about faking it, isn't about pretending to be something you're not and telling the world you're credible. Because if you pretend to be that in this digital world, it will be discovered, right? And it'll come out in reviews. And at the foundation, you've got to have the expertise. You've got to do what you say you're going to do. You've got to, keep your commitments, exceed expectations. You have to be credible. The second foundation of the credibility marketing framework is passion marketing. And too many businesses, they come from a product-centric model. They build a product, they try to decide the product or service that they want to sell, and then they go try to find someone to buy it. I propose that you flip that on its head and you start with the customer. You identify your target customer first, and then you go to that target customer and you understand what we call the level 10 passions. What are the passions that drive their lives? The reason this is so important is, like, I remember, Byron, when you and I were kids, how many TV stations did you guys have at home?
I'm going to guess maybe 5 or 6, probably 6.
Yeah. I remember when we had 4, maybe I'm remembering wrong. And then we got channel 45. Remember that? The 5th one, I think maybe that was the 6th one. And it was so cool because we had, one more station to watch, right? There was no such thing as TV on demand. We didn't have cable. There was nothing like that. And we didn't have a lot of choices. But today, if you want to watch something, if you have an extra hour and you can watch something, there are more TV shows and videos and movies that you have on demand you can watch than you could ever watch in a lifetime, right?
Right.
And so it used to be you created a good TV show, and it was successful because there weren't a lot of competitors. You created a good product, and it did well because there wasn't a lot of competition. But in today's world, when you have 330 million products to choose from, or thousands of TV shows or movies, videos to watch with every hour you have, being good is no longer good enough. That's not an acceptable business model. And so the way to solve this is you find your target audience, and you find their level 10 passions. You find what drives their life. And then you build your product or your service around those level 10 passions. So that's number 2 in the credibility marketing framework, is passion marketing. Number 3 is platform ownership. And we've discussed this a little bit on the show already. You need to not build a skyscraper on land that someone else owns, that Amazon or Facebook or Google can take away from you. You need to own your relationships with your customers. You need to own your content. You need to own, the platform upon which you're building your business. Number 4 is providing value. Instead of getting an email address or a phone number and immediately trying to make a sale, we first need to provide value. There are lots of ways to do this, and having a show is a great way to do this, right? Give valuable content related to a topic to your ideal customers is a great way to provide value before you try to do a sale. You've seen people do this lots of other ways, through giving away ebooks and surveys and challenge courses. There's lots of ways to do it, but a show is a great way to do it. And the 5th foundation of the credibility marketing framework is to be an influencer. And you be an influencer by publishing. You take that platform that you have, such as your show, and you consistently publish to that platform. That helps establish you as an authoritative figure. It helps you find your voice and refine your message. The sixth foundation of the credibility marketing framework is customer influencers. So it's taking the people that have already done business with you and helping them become influencers. We do this with testimonial videos. We do this with reviews or ratings, or helping them refer to friends. The seventh foundation of credibility marketing framework is industry influencers. And these are the influencers that people traditionally call influencers. These are the people that are the bloggers and podcasters and YouTubers in a specific industry, and figuring out how to work with them. And again, best way to work with them is provide value to them first before you ever ask them to do anything. Get them on your show, promote what they care about. The eighth foundation of the credibility marketing framework is event influence. And this is going to an event and being a speaker at an event, not just having a trade show booth. A trade show booth is a salesperson, and how many of us like to talk to salespeople? But if you are a speaker at an event, you've been vetted by a credible source who said that you're credible enough to speak at their event, and your message is providing credible value to the audience. The ninth foundation of credibility marketing framework is leveraging third-party platforms. So this is like working with Amazon or Facebook or Google. You need to work with these platforms, right? We need to get in search engines. We need to put our products on Amazon. We need to put our books on Audible, right? Leverage those platforms, but then figure out how to get them back to your platform. If you're going to write a book and put it on Amazon, have a free workbook a free digital workbook for everyone who buys your book. Promote it in your Audible book. And instead of Audible having the customer contact information and you not being able to reach out to anybody, give away that free digital workbook or some other product or service to people who buy your book. And when they buy that product or service from you, or that ebook from you, you get their contact information and you get them on your email list where you can market to them directly next time. The 10th foundation of the credibility marketing framework is online reputation management. When people find out about us, so they do a generic search. Let's say you are an adoption agency. So the first search might be adoption. Then when they become exposed to you, become aware of your business, they then start doing a different type of search, and that's searches for you. They might look for your specific adoption organization. Then when they start doing specific searches about your business name, what do they find? I recommend that everybody go do that. Go search for the name of the CEO, go search for the name of the business, go search for the name of your product, and figure out what they find. You want to flood those pages with good information about you from many different sources. Get interviews about you, get great reviews about you, get blog posts about you, get press releases about you, media posts about you. Fill the search engines with great things, so when people look for that information, they find great things that positively influence them to go forward with a purchase with you. The 11th foundation of credibility, the credibility marketing framework, is employee influencers. And this is working with the people who work for us are surprisingly credible to the outside world. And I guess it's not so surprising because people believe they have the inside scoop. They know what's going on. They know if you really are doing a good job. They know if you really are providing good customer service. They know if your software really works. And so if you can allow your employees to have a voice and motivate your employees to talk about you to the world, that can have a phenomenal amount of credibility. And then the 12th and final foundation of the credibility marketing framework is credible communication. A lot of times businesses are credible, but the world doesn't know it. And so this is how we market and talk to the world in a credible way. This is using, for example, videos. Videos are 100 times more effective. A video review of a customer is 100 times more effective than than a text review to post on your website. So always post a video review if you can get it. Another great example is storytelling. If there's a great quote that says, if you want somebody to know the truth, teach them. If you want someone to love the truth, tell them a story. And if you can figure out how to tell your message through a story, it's going to be far more engaging, far more memorable. They're going to internalize it and just take a lot more action than if you just tell them the facts. So those are the 12 foundations of the credibility marketing framework.